You are watching the 30th Pan-Pacific Conference from the Sandton Convention Center in Johannesburg. My name is Dupree Strauss, and right now with me I have Weixing Li, the president of DC Industrial in China. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
You've come a long way to get to South Africa. Thanks for that. You are about to go into a session where the topic of discussion is optimizing economic development drivers, in particular with perspectives from China. What kind of issues or topics would you like to see addressed in this upcoming session?
First I want to share the industries I'm going to join after 10 years academic life at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The company has business in manufacturing of copper, which is a fundamental materials for economic development, right after steel, and as well as the logistics business plus financial investment. The company is the largest privately invested copper industry in China, which has been a flag industry, for that. I'm very proud of myself for being part of that, and we had some of those initiatives there. And speaking of the China perspective, what I want to bring to our conference guest is to strike them, think about one question: what really help us judge whether or not the Chinese economic development can sustain? Because we all understand what's going on with China, particularly China has a big presence in South Africa, and I am very proud of that. Like Chinese companies, computer companies, logistic companies, particularly the football, the soccer time. The whole nation of China are very, very proud that was taking place in this place in South Africa. So what I want to address is the ideology, which is like a root of a tree. When we look at the tree, of course we are very happy with all the leaves, but we know the root carries the life. So therefore, I'd like to take our conference guest to take a second look at the root of China, which is the ideology that people carry. See whether or not this ideology can help us judge their economic development will sustain. So from that, I like to analyze the unique structure of enterprises in China. For example, those dual leadership structure with the administrative on one side, with the party leader on the other side. Whether or not this kind of system is cooperating with what the economic development like the country is taking place, and as well as some of those cultural-based perspective, like how to deal with the Chinese business people. For example, Guanxi, we all understand Guanxi or relationship or connections, is a big deal. So what is the bright side versus what is the downside? And what is the challenges facing business ethics? And so how could we possibly, positively, effectively deal with that or take advantage of that? This hopefully I can give the conference guest a scratch.
And there is big concern worldwide for environmental issues when it comes to the development in China. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, very good question. I'll address a part of that. I use one analogy to express what the major concerns the Chinese government have. That is, an elephant is riding a bicycle. You tell me, of course, what concerns the elephant is many things when it rides a bicycle, but the major things is speed. If the elephant is slow down, they're gonna fall, which is no matter how well you take care of, for example, environmental, how much labor, how this, and as long as it fall, and all the things will come out of even worse. So right now, we understand the Chinese government is taking the major concern, which is speed. That's why they have those high-speed trains, taking place more than any other places in the world. That's why they have the highest economic growth more than any other places in the world. That's why they pour like infrastructure investment and so on. That's why they have international investors, tremendously as well. For example, they are, some big debtor to the United States, even as so many things. All the things issues that Chinese government is taking care of speed as the first predictor, first concern. It's just like an elephant riding a bike.
Very interesting. But then, of course, the bicycle can't sustain the elephant forever, right?
No. And then as long as this elephant getting, like right now, 2 wheels, when elephant gets 3 wheels, it may slow down, like, okay, we're going to take care of our environment. We're going to take care of it. Figure out that issues. And what Chinese government is doing is let this elephant get another wheel.
Okay.
Yes, which means letting people get better off economically first.
Right.
And let them get enough, food, shelter, and things, And then we talk about, move on talking about environment, talk about, other issues.
I see. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
This was Weixing Li from the DC Industrial Company in China. You're watching coverage of the 30th Pan Pacific Conference.